Hello po, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Welcome po to another episode of KaiZEN, the Kai Magsanoc Podcast. Malapit na po tayo makakomplete ng 10 episodes and we feel the love and the support. Thank you to everyone who's been tuning in. Slowly po ay marami po tayong nami-meet na mga tao who share the same advocacies, no? And speaking of people who share the same advocacy, our guest for today is someone I worked with before sa Yahoo Philippines. She was our country manager while I was the lifestyle and celebrity editor. And early last October, we bumped into each other sa Estancia Mall sa Capitol Commons. It was so random. And she told me that she was already working on her own startup. So KaiZEN and TayoTayo.Health are also startups. So every bit of support that we receive really matters. So syempre, since we believe in enterprises and people who are really brave enough to venture on their own, we agreed to have her here. I mean, she and I mutually agreed now it would be nice to have her here sa KaiZEN. So without further delay, please help me welcome our guest, Miss Kate Delos Reyes. Hi, Kate!
Hi, Kai. Thanks for having me.
Siyempre, so exciting. Gusto ko mag-shoutout dun sa mga dati nating katrabaho sa Yahoo.
Shout out sa mga ex-wise.
Yes, yan, di ba? So, magkasama kami uli ni Kate. Yay! And so now we're going to talk about Kate's startup, which I'm really excited about. It is called Beacon.ph. Hindi na tayo magpapatumpik-tumpik. Kate, please tell us about Beacon.ph. What is it and how affordable are your services?
Thank you so much, Kai, again for this opportunity. And before before I talk about Beacon, I want to congratulate you on this podcast and also Tayo Tayo. It's such a good feeling to see a lot of health startups that are being built and that are growing now. Kasi I really believe that a rising tide floats all boats, diba? So so I wish us the best of luck here in our new endeavors. So for
Okay.
Beacon.ph, that's our website. But Beacon is a mental health platform that is dedicated to empower parents. So it's the first mental health platform in the country that's dedicated talaga for parents because there are several mental health services that are available online, as we know. And that's great because in the recent years, we've seen an increase diba, in awareness and in action when it comes to mental health. But I feel like there's an opportunity to serve the needs of parents. Diba? Medyo nakakalimutan tayong mga nanay at tatay, nagfo-focus sa mga millennials, sa mga Gen Z, sa mga corporates, but there is a ripe opportunity to serve the unique needs of parents like us. So, your second question, I believe, is how affordable are our services? I think more than affordability, what we offer is agency, self agency, the power of choice for clients to choose their own therapist. Diba? Siguro to compare it to the traditional process or the traditional way of seeking therapy or professional help, professional support is that you call a clinic or you email them or you message them on one of their online channels, and then you they get your information, and then there's a lot of back and forth when it comes to scheduling. So that's the pain point, one of the pain points that we want to eliminate or address with Beacon. So at Beacon, it's basically like booking for a hotel room. No? It's like booking.com meets LinkedIn. So you view the profiles of the psychologists. You can choose your own psychologist and then you book the psychologist based on your budget and, of course, your specific needs. But to answer that question, like how affordable are the services, our services are or therapy services are 20 to 50% more affordable than some of our competitors.
Alam mo, you're right. I think culturally here in the Philippines, parang we see parents as hindi tao until we become parents
Mm-mm.
ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kasi when I was growing up, how I saw my parents was they would be parang hindi walang weakness, 'di ba? Wala akong nakitang
Yeah.
weakness. But especially after the pandemic, na we said, 'di ba, mental health illnesses also became parang an epidemic, no? So,
Mm-mm.
ang mga parents bilang tao hindi rin ligtas. Thank you for that, Kate. Thank you for sharing how affordable you are. It had to be asked, 'di ba? Parang I was asking as a potential client. O, 'di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
kasi
It
kasi
is a
if you're
factor.
yeah, and if you're a potential patient, that means you've done your research. So more or less may idea na tayo no sa mga nakikinig kung magkano ang mental health consultations. Ngayon, if you were ever you stopped because you said it's not for me, I can't afford it, please give Beacon a try. No, go on their website beacon.ph, have a look at their experts, and then sabi nga ni Kate, you have the choice based on what fits your budget. No, it shouldn't stop you from seeking the help that you need. Okay, so Kate, kasi nung si Kate mo katrabaho ko, di syempre she was running the office daily. And that time, she had only one kid. Now she has two. And I wonder, parang ever since life happened to a lot of us ex Yahoos. So, and I wonder, Kate, from the time of Yahoo until now, how did you come up with the idea to focus on mental health and not just mental health, to focus on mental health for parents? What inspired you?
Well, plenty of things happened since we last worked together at Yahoo. But just a bit of backstory to really understand what the inspiration behind Beacon is that 5 years ago I felt really overwhelmed with the demands of my career and my family life. So parang hindi ko naintindihan what's going on with me. Talagang sobra akong parang no-overwhelm. Back then, hindi ko pa encounter yung term na burnout. So ngayon, alam ko na oh, I was experiencing burnout. So I felt really overwhelmed. So I decided, after asking some people, I decided to seek professional help in the form of psychotherapy. So I sought the help of a registered psychologist. And this was 5 years ago. And I never looked back since. I'm still seeing the same therapist. And I can definitely say that I am a better person because I go to therapy, and I'm a better mom because I go to therapy. I understand my thoughts and my behaviors and my feelings way better now than 5 years ago. And because of that, I'm able to relate better to people and make better decisions about my life and my career. Because of this experience, this personal experience, I really, and how it has benefited me, um, this made me think na parang sana lahat may ganitong access, 'di ba? Sana lahat ng nanay may access to therapy kasi hindi naman lahat tayo may kausap, eh, 'di ba? Hindi naman tayo lahat merong nakakausap na level-headed, na, hindi ka ibabalewala, 'di ba? Or yung talagang hindi ka ija-judge. So, lalo na't sa mga nanay talagang ano 'yan, very highly judged tayo, eh. So, and sometimes
Well,
and often by ourselves, 'di ba? We judge
yeah.
ourselves. So, ayun yun lang, parang I wish na sana lahat ng mga magulang alam yung benefits ng therapy sa kanila. So, fast forward to earlier this year, when I decided to make a career shift, because my background is, as you know, my background is in marketing and content. I have no professional background in mental health. That is my personal interest. I've always been interested in psychology. Um, so now Beacon is actually a culmination of my personal and my professional experiences. And um yeah, so I'm really excited about it. And as a mother myself, I feel like eto na yung hinahanap kong service years ago.
Thank you, Kate, for sharing that. It's very brave for us to say, actually to come out, because culturally, di ba, parang tama ka eh, judgmental lang tayong mga tao. And then pag
Mm.
sinabi mong you're seeking professional help for your mental health, we're just so quick to judge people. And we won't even, if you look in the mirror, everyone is having a hard time mentally, but sometimes the ego gets the better of them. So they suffer mentally while the ego is making them look
Mm.
strong. And yung what you said about it struck me, yung walang makausap. Etong si Kate, 10 years ko na to friend sa Facebook eh. So ibig sabihin, natitake niya yung aking mga personal hugot na sinishare. Kung friend ko po kayo sa Facebook, alam niyo po, wala, ibig sabihin, pag nag-open up ako doon, wala akong makausap. That's not me being a victim. It's the reality of life, which Kate just mentioned. It means it's not just happening to me. Okay, it's happening to many other people. So thank you for being brave enough to share that, Kate. And so syempre, you shared nga. So career shift, and you're really happy that you're doing this. It's a form of service. It's a vocation. Ang sarap ng feeling, no? Parang yung
Oo.
purpose,
Yeah.
yung purpose mo. So,
Exactly.
di ba? So aside from you, who are the other people behind Beacon, if I may ask?
So I started Beacon solo because I didn't want to waste time looking for the right co-founders, because I feel like the right co-founders would come, or I will find them once Beacon is up. So I started Beacon by myself, and I've spoken with a lot of therapists, and many of them you already see on the website now. We've onboarded them. And then of course I tap the talent of former colleagues, diba? My favorite former office mates, who could help me in terms of content creation, product development, but mostly it's me. So Beacon is very synonymous to Kate. But of course, I am backed by the affiliate experts. So the psychologists, the lactation consultants, the physician um, on the network, plus of course my team.
So I guess that also covers na the fourth question, no? Kasi my fourth question is, it's very hard to put up a startup. So who has been supporting you and in what manner? Tinanong ko
Mm-mm.
yun kasi this year, founding TayoTayo.Health has been the most difficult year of my life. you know,
Oo.
parang all the while I thought being a solo parent all of 21 years was difficult. No, meron pa palang exciting part, di ba? You surprised me, Lord. Parang, kala mo tapos na. Gusto mo mag-startup pa? Ganyan. So I have to thank first our technical director, si Justin. He's a partner for Tayo Tayo. And then we also have two Dexters, Dr. Dexter Macalintal, Dexter Lagutdot. So sa'yo, Kate, sino pa?
Oh, for me,
Mm,
on a non-professional, I guess, perspective, of course, it's my
mm,
husband, kasi he's the one holding the fort financially at the moment.
oo.
Parang, syempre, I'm doing Beacon full time. And this is a huge, huge pay cut from being a paid employee, but from being a salaried executive to being an entrepreneur is a huge pay cut.
Mm,
Um, if not 100% pay cut, diba?
yeah.
So it's really risky, but yun. So it is a calculated risk that we have discussed as a family, including my 11-year-old. Um,
Mm,
so yun, that one. And also, I think it's also important for early stage entrepreneurs to connect with each other and
mm,
to really share. experiences, struggles, 'di ba? As in talagang we need to have our own support group. I'm also part of um Femtech Association Asia. Could I
Mm.
say it correctly? Femtech Asia Association, which
Mm.
is a group of Femtech founders in Asia, and we have a WhatsApp support group. You should be there, guy.
That's good. Join ako dyan. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah. I-join kita dyan. Yeah. So, it's really, it's Femtech Association Asia. So, it's really important for us to belong in a
Actually,
community where we feel supported.
that's true because entrepreneurship is a very lonely road. I realized that yesterday. Not because, syempre, shout out kay Sir Marvin Delos Reyes. Syempre, yung husband ni Kate. Thank you, Marvin, for holding the fort. O, di ba? Nag-mature na yata tayong lahat. Kasi yung, dati nung nasa Yahoo tayo, di ba? Meme generator si Marvin, di ba?
Ah,
Remember?
hanggang ngayon naman, ganun pa rin siya.
Hanggang ngayon. Ayan eh. So, yesterday lang, Kate, as in, wala akong alam na sasabihin mo yan, no? Na-realize ko na, wow, entrepreneurship is very lonely. Not because you don't have support, but sometimes you have to get it from within talaga. Yung sa'yo, ikaw ang kuhugot talaga ng lakas from within.
Yeah.
Kahit na maraming
Yeah.
nagmamahal sa'yo. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
Sabi, no, bakit natin to pinili? Pero di ba yung question, di ba,
Oo.
na why did I do this to myself? Well, I
Oo,
think,
bakit natin 'to ginagawa? And I mean, that is sometimes it's a parang pa-joke na question, eh, "Bakit ko ba 'to ginagawa?" But seriously, bakit mo nga ba siya ginagawa? And that's what will move you forward.
that's,
That's why it's really important for us to have a solid mission. What
yeah.
is your mission? And I really as in dami beses ko 'to tinanong before ako nag-start mag-SEC. Kasi once nag-SEC na mahirap ng umatras, 'di ba?
Tama.
And I feel like because my mission is the mission of Beacon is to empower parents through mental health. That's exactly the thought, 'di ba, that I had when I experienced therapy. I wish that other parents could have this feeling, could have this experience. And yun, so that's I feel like that purpose is strong enough. Hopefully, 'di ba? Strong enough to keep me moving forward. Baby steps, I super baby steps, but baby steps in the right direction.
Correct. Just don't stop. And I think, Kate, what you're doing will actually affect an entire generation because for me, having looked through Beacon's website, you know, when you're pregnant and you start feeling insecure because of the changes in your body, also,
Mhm.
as soon as you need mental health support, please seek it. And if we're helping parents with their mental health, then they will probably be parents who will also be open about supporting their children's mental health.
Yes.
Hindi sila
Yes.
magiging in denial na dito sa atin walang mental health issues. Ang hirap po ng
Ay,
gano'n.
marami nga eh, no? Actually, marami. So I wanted to touch
Yeah.
on that because it's a super important topic. The issue around maternal mental health. When we say
Mm.
maternal mental health, it's the period before and after pregnancy. And it could also include the period when you're trying to conceive, um, and then years after childbirth. So in a way, medyo mahaba siyang period. But it revolves around childbirth, childbearing. Um, we don't even have local statistics around postpartum depression, around maternal mental health. That means there really is a lack of attention by the government for this issue on this issue. And but just to borrow statistics from the US or from Postpartum Support International, 20% of mothers experience a maternal mental health condition. So we're talking about postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, bipolar, psychosis. And so 20% has, so one in every five moms will experience this. just think about it. I'm sure may kilala kang 5 moms. One of them is struggling. Um,
Yeah.
if we borrow that statistic and you multiply that with the birth rate of the Philippines, that means every year, more than 500,000 Filipino mothers suffer from a maternal mental health condition.
Mm.
That's a lot, diba? That's a lot. And it's so important to address that because a mother is not just an individual. As you mentioned earlier, a mother is ilaw nga ng tahanan, di ba?
Yeah.
Ilaw ng tahanan. Paano yun? Paano iilawan ang tahanan? Paano aalagaan ng pamilya kung siya mismo wala na siyang pagkukuhanan ng lakas? So,
Yeah.
it's really important to address the issue of maternal mental health because studies show that a mother who prioritizes her mental health has a child or has children who are more who has a better well-being
Mhm.
socially, cognitively, behaviorally, mas okay siya. So kaya ang sa Beacon we just say, well mothers mother well, well parents parent well,
Mhm.
because it's like hitting two birds with one stone. When we take care of ourselves, we're also taking care of our children.
That's true. When we remove whatever fear they have, if there's something they want to share with us, if they feel like they're suffering mentally. So yun nga ang swerte ng generation na magiging anak, yung anak ng mga beacon parents. O, di ba?
Ah,
Di ba? Nakakatuwa. So speaking of, I'm gonna jump a few questions forward lang, Kate. I'll return to the others that we're gonna skip. Since napag-usapan na natin yung well parents parent well. So beacon
mm.
is not just for moms, they can also be for dads. Tama.
Yes. This is crucial. Oh, sige, yes, please finish your question.
Kasi, minsan, I can't speak because I'm not married, but I guess you are perfect to give this perspective, 'di ba? Culturally, or kunyari may mga in-laws, sorry po sa mga in-laws sa mga in-laws na medyo nagme-meddle. Okay? Because culturally, that's how we are. No? Na parang,
Mm.
bakit pa maghahanap ng mental health support sa labas yan? Pwede namang asawa yung magbigay ng support. Kaya nga kayong mag-asawa eh. Sorry tas yung iba, baka gumamit pa na, I don't want to make religious references, but
Mm.
culturally in our, that's what people say. They make religious inferences, no, na ito yung sabi doon sa libro, 'di ba? Na
Mm.
kayo ang support ng isa't isa. So, hindi ba gano'n? Ang nagiging devil's advocate ako, kita parang it's a challenging question, baka
Yep.
na-meet mo na 'to. Bakit hindi na lang yung spouse na magbigay ng mental health support? Bakit pupunta pa sa psychologist?
Yeah. So let's answer the first one. Family is there. It's great to have social support. It's super, super important for one's well-being to have family and friends. So we call it social support, no? Importante, importante yan. Kasi hindi ka naman araw-araw na sa therapy, di ba? Pero ang kasama mo sa bahay, araw-araw, has the ability to support you or to do the opposite. So, um, it's not the same because your family, your husband, your partner, your friends, they know you. They know who you are. They have their own biases for or against you. So, pag nagkwento ka sa kanila, either kakampihan ka nila or kakampihan nila yung other party, 'di ba? Parang um it is helpful in a way, but it is biased. So, this is an interesting fact that I just learned in the process of starting up Beacon is that psychologists are not allowed to see people. Um, they're not allowed to have clients whom they already know, whom they have an existing relationship with. Hindi
Oh,
siya
really?
parang yeah, hindi siya parang yung doktor, kunyari yung doktor, "Uy, yung, pinsan ko doktor, siya yung doktor ko na." 'Di ba, forever 'yan. So, sila hindi puwede. So,
Hmm.
kasi kailangan talaga unbiased yung view nila. That's why it's
Mm.
called the professional support. And may basis din yung pag-assess nila sa situation mo, may basis din yung um, the pag-treatment plan nila for you. These are all based on science. They are trained to do that. But if you go to your friends or to your partner na wala namang psychological background, then iba yung approach nila sa pagtulong sa iyo. So that's the first one.
Mm.
The second one on religion, I have heard of this, 'di ba, na ang sinabi sa client um, is of course not on our platform, but ang sabi ng actually a psychiatrist to the patient is magdasal ka. Oh my God, actually baka parehong psychiatrist na tokay with what you told me earlier. But so a psychiatrist told the client, oh, you should pray more. Maybe you're not praying enough. And this coming from someone who already works in the mental health field, which is quite unfortunate. But then you also hear this from anybody, diba? From any well-meaning person
Yeah.
na, oh, you should pray more, or worse, some other people think na you're being punished
Mm.
because masama kang tao, ganyan. So I guess my answer to that would be, if you have arthritis, masama ka bang tao? Pinaparusahan ka ba ni
Mm.
Lord? Diba? Um, Pag napilayan ka tapos kailangan mo ng physical therapy, ibig ba sabihin kasi hindi ka nagpa-pray?
Mhm.
Diba? So, wala siyang kinalaman dun. I mean, yes, mag-pray tayo, okay yan. Pero kung meron ka mental health disorder, hindi ibig sabihin ay mas hindi ka malapit kay Lord.
Totoo yan. Kasi yung ano kailangan ma-shift talaga yung paradigm for people to understand na ang mental health disorder is tulad ng pagkakaroon ng lagnat. It is a form of, it's a real illness.
Yeah.
Hindi po siya drama or ano. Yung ganitong paghuhusga sa mga tao ang nagiging dahilan bakit sila nagko-close. Yung parang hindi na sila mag-open
Mm.
up, no? Hindi sila magsi-seek ng help kasi tayo mismo, I mean, kung sino yung pinaka-closest proximity, hinuhusgahan na sila agad. So,
Mm.
ayaw nila yun, 'di ba? Saka yung naisip ko kanina, Kate, 'di ba tama ka, support system ang family. Pero hindi rin naman kasi made-deny na minsan dahil nga social group ang family, 'di ba? Na puwede rin
Yeah.
mapag-usapan. Alam mo yon yung parang mag-confide ka sa isang family member, even if it's in confidence, there is a good chance, well, let's say it's 50-50, that it won't stay a secret even if you asked for it to stay between the two of you. So if it's something, it's a form of healing that you're doing for yourself, then I mean, you deserve grace and dignity while you go through healing and you get your mental health back to, to a very happy, a very good state. So you deserve your privacy. That's basically it. So see a psychologist, go to beacon.ph. So you started Beacon this year. How has the response been? And we are towards the end of the year, no? Magde-December na in 2 weeks. December na. What do you hope to achieve in 2024?
The response has been generally positive, especially from our clients and from our community. So we have a community on Telegram. It's called Beacon Moms. It's a free support group. So if you're a mom, search us up, join us there. We talk about parenting and mental health stuff. So it's an active community, and I would say I think they love Beacon, di ba? Syempre, di ba? But really, for me, the proof is in the pudding. And without naming names, syempre, 'di ba? There are moms in our community who joined with postpartum depression. Um, and now it's it's so amazing to see them supporting other moms, diba? So they join the group with problems and needing so much help, but now they feel that they are now able to help other moms because natulungan na sila. So these moms have done therapy, they have
Mm.
done group therapy, they there's our chat support. So, 'di ba, yung feeling na etong parang ako nakakita ng pasyente na magaling na tapos tumutulong na rin ng iba. Na sobrang yun
Sarap.
for me is the
Masaya.
best. It's the best feeling. Alam mo, kung pwede ko lang silang i-shoutout, di ba? Pero syempre hindi. um, but yeah, that's one of the best feelings I've felt since putting up Beacon. What I'm very excited about, of course, I still coming from my professional background, marketing, di ba? E-commerce, where it's very fast paced. Medyo naiinip pa ako sa pace, ng business ngayon. Kasi siyempre, baby stage, eh, 'di ba? Infancy. So, I feel like, of course, there's a lot of room to grow. And that's why I'm very excited about next year because we will be launching more programs. The first of which will be a low cost alternative to therapy. So that's what I'm really excited about because a huge problem is that moms already know that they need help. But we have a lot of moms who have taken the postpartum depression test online, but they still couldn't afford a therapy worth 1,000 pesos. Um, what we are launching next year is a low cost version or a low cost alternative to therapy, wherein the mother will feel supported and will be equipped with skills to help herself and to help herself towards a better well-being. So yun ang super excited ako.
Grabe, parang I can see the change in your eyes. Char! Kasi di ba, parang ibang tao na yung kausap ko. I love it. This is so progressive. Kate, I'm so happy for you. As in, hindi ko alam kung nararamdaman mo gano'n ako kasaya.
I'm
So,
a very, very different person from 2015.
di ba? Diba? And it feels good, right? Even I, because my mom since 2015, my mom has had to battle and overcome cancer. Diba? So parang it's changed me for good also and for the good. It's
Mm-mm.
actually what part of what drove me to also pursue this startup. Medically verified information dahil marami talagang
Yeah.
naloloko ng fake news eh. May namamatay
Mm-mm.
It could cost people lives to believe misinformation and disinformation, especially from Facebook ads. Facebook, you have to do better with vetting your ads. I'm so sorry. There's just a lot
Yeah.
that is not verified, okay? So Kate, I have to ask this kasi after COVID nga, mental health startups started popping up. No, if it means talagang it's really become a real issue and there are a lot of people who want to help, right? So for the parents who are listening or watching our video podcast, why should they choose to be with Beacon? I think you've answered this partly earlier. Pero kumbaga, vis-a-vis the other mental health support, mental health treatment startups, tama ba? I say it right. Why should they go
Mm-mm.
with Beacon? Mhm.
I think I would answer that by saying if you have access to mental health support, kahit saan pa yan, take it. Take advantage of that support. It doesn't have to be on Beacon. Um, Now, what we have on Beacon is a community of parents, of mothers specifically, who understand what you are going through and what you will go through in the different stages of motherhood. That may or may not be available to you at the moment. And if that's something that you think could be helpful, then we would be happy to welcome you in our community. So I think that's the difference, because when it comes to mental health, it's para siyang hush-hush, 'di ba? Parang secret lang na nagte-therapy ka or secret lang that you're going through a rough patch, 'di ba? But we want to change that. We want to elevate the conversations around mental health, and we want to normalize, but we want to normalize the feeling of feeling very down, or moody or extremely exhausted because you are a multitasking mom. Um, we want to normalize feeling anxious, because 'di ba, meron kang bagong inaalagaan na baby na hindi mo alam kung tama ba yung ginagawa mo. So, we want to normalize that, and it helps to have that community of support. Parang yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, 'di ba? We need that as entrepreneurs. Parents need that all the more, because it's very, very difficult to be a parent. So, that's what we have. We have a community of support. We also have what we mentioned earlier. It's a marketplace of mental health experts. So you can choose your own therapist, which I wasn't able to do before. My therapist was assigned to me. Wala na ako nagawa. Pero love ko naman siya. So, um, but I wish that I had that option to choose my own therapist, 'di ba? So you can choose your own therapist, and then also by booking a session, by choosing to go to therapy, you're also helping another mother who needs support, because a portion of our proceeds go to the Ilaw ng Tahanan Fund, of Beacon, which is allocated to provide free mental health services to underprivileged mothers. And if I may add, bakit natin ginawa to? Kasi marami sa mga nanay ang nagre-resign sa trabaho pagkatapos manganak para maging stay-at-home mom, para mag-alaga ng mga bata. And syempre wala silang income, wala silang insurance, hindi sila makapag-seek ng help. So, kaya natin ginawa yung Ilaw ng Tahanan Fund para matulungan din natin yung mga nanay na kailangan din ng tulong na walang financial access to therapy.
That's so nice, Kate. Natutuwa ako super. So, gusto kong i-encourage, hindi lang siguro yung mga merong partners, no? Pati yung mga solo parents. You know, in the past, maybe 2 years, it's unbelievable how many solo dads I've also come across. It's
Mm.
really not about gender. I mean, dads are also having a hard time whether they're in a marriage, and then there are solo dads, just as there are solo moms. So, if you need help, please go to beacon.ph. Yun nga eh, yung community, that would be nice to have, no? Kasi nung panahon namin, nung kami ni Kate yung nag-aalaga ng panganay niya at ako yung nag-iisa kong anak, wala nito eh. So I would literally be,
Oo.
'di ba? As in literally, magbo-burst out crying ka na lang, and then you fix yourself, and then you continue. You carry on. Gano'n eh,
And
no?
if I may add, Kai, kasi of course there's plenty of online communities, diba,
Mm.
that we are probably already a part of. But the
Mm.
difference, there is a tendency lang to to be parang overwhelmed with so much advice,
Mm.
na coming from personal experience may be helpful, maybe not. But I think one of the benefits of the Beacon community is there are psychologists in the group. So when they give advice, it comes from their experience as mothers and as psychologists. So trained yung may mga trained na sasagot. Pero yun nga, ano pa rin, marami pa rin tayong discussions from people with lived experiences, 'di ba? Anong gagawin kapag pag picky eater, ayaw
Mm.
kumain. Sometimes it's really just, oh, that's okay, napagdaanan din namin yun. It's just a phase. But sometimes kailangan ng mas expert opinion. So that we have that in the community.
Okay, that's so good. Gusto ko maging part ng Beacon community, pero may Telegram ba ako? Teka, magda-download ako. Tapos sasali ako.
Oo. Nagtatanong kasi, bakit kayo nasa Telegram, bakit wala sa Viber? Actually, if you had joined a Viber group and then you look at the members, you can see all of their phone numbers. So, hindi siya private, di ba? For something like mental health, we feel like we need more privacy, and uh, Telegram is not the best option probably, but definitely better than the other platforms.
Ayun. So, yun yung rational ba't nasa Telegram, ang
Oo.
Beacon community. Ayan. So, kung may kung may Telegram kayo, hanapin nyo na po sila. Okay?
Or mag-download na lang kayo ng Telegram. It's a free app.
Oo nga magda-download na nga ako. Parang tinanggal ko kasi yun. Alright. To close our podcast, I'm sure there are people who are listening or watching who are nandun sila sa census na mga parents na takot humingi ng tulong, no? Na baka meron silang boomer parents who are telling them walang ganyan sa ating denomination, walang mental health issues, magdasal lang tayo, pagdadasal ka namin. So may shame or they feel like they might look weak to everyone else. You know what I mean? Yung they think about what others are gonna say.
Mm-mm.
What's your message to them, Kate, especially if they really need help already?
There's nothing wrong with asking for help, 'di ba? Kung nahihirapan ka as a mom, we put so much pressure on ourselves as parents. We put ourselves to very high, unreasonable and impossible standards. And that is why we are suffering, but we are overstressed, we are burning out. Not to mention, when you just gave birth, there's a roller coaster of emotions and, highs and lows of hormones, which contribute to postpartum depression, anxiety, etc. Everybody needs help, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Kung may mabigat na gaan kang kailangan bitbitin, di ba? Hingi ka ng tulong, 'di ba? So gano'n din when it comes to our mental health. Ask for help if you need one, and don't think about, well, it's really hard not to think about what other people will say, 'di ba? Especially if they matter to you, like your family and your close friends. But think about your child. Think about your children and how much they would benefit from you taking care of yourself. Yun na lang. Tanggalin mo na yung mga ibang tao sa equation. Keep your nuclear family in consideration. Or kung may problema with a partner, just think about your child. Think about your children. They are they will directly benefit from you seeking help. If you, diba? Well parents parent well. So I think it's the most sulit, 'di ba? It's the most sulit thing to do, to invest your time and your resources in, because it's really a way to take care of yourself and your own family and their future.
Thank you, Kate. And if you normalize the conversation about mental health in your family, then your kids will also know when to ask for help and how to ask for help, right? They know that they can turn to you kesa itago sa inyo. Yan. So, ang gandang ending. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for that. It's been great reconnecting, and I hope that this is just the start of, us. I would love to support Beacon in whatever capacity. And of course, tayo-tayo. Lahat naman kami dito, di ba? Justin, katok ka na, galaw mo ang baso, ang ating technical director. Very din yan sa mental health support, no? So, ayan, nag siya sa chat. Yes. Sige. So, thank you again, Kate, for making time to be here at KaiZEN. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. We hope that with every episode of KaiZEN, we want to contribute to the quality of your life and the quality of your family's life. And definitely our discussion today, especially for parents and your mental health, is so important. please head over to beacon.ph now and see what they have to offer. Look for them on Telegram and join the community. So until the next episode, this has been Kai Magsanoc of TayoTayo.Health. Thank you and be well.